say does that.
Welcome, everyone. Let's get ready for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And, of course, David Aldridge is joining us tonight from the sideline. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Klay Thompson.
And looking at his offensive numbers from the past few years, it seems like teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Dallas Mavericks. Irving on the wing along with Thompson. Washington and Lively hold down the post for him. And it's Doncic in at the one spot. And for the Thunder, Dort and Williams up in the forward positions. Wallace is out there with Gilgeous-Alexander, and it's Hartenstein in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Well, Clark, it may not be for everyone, but we have a great defensive matchup this evening in this one.
Well, I'll tell you what, it is for me, Kevin. I mean, I like to see defense take center stage sometimes. I love when teams get after it and make it hard for each other to score. And if you're a basketball purist, this is must-watch TV.
And it's Gilgeous-Alexander missing. Gilgeous-Alexander against Doncic. Pass to Washington. Now, here is Irving. Shot clock at 5. Back to Washington. Over Williams. And it's Washington missing. Thunder coming to this one after the win against the Pelicans in New Orleans. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Doesn't go for him. Nice D from Doncic. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Dallas Mavericks. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
In that one, they owned the backboards. Most of the second chance opportunities went to them.
Plenty of heart and hustle in that regard. I mean, they made sure to hit the glass hard and often.
And now, just over a minute played here in the first. Here's Irving. That one's in, his first shot this game.
Hey, the skills of Kyrie are obvious, but what isn't so obvious is his underestimated strength.
And Greg, at the time Kyrie joined Dallas, there were some questions around how he and Doncic would fit together.
Yeah, well, Dallas needed another ball handler who could score and make plays for others. Doncic couldn't do it all by himself, especially in the postseason. Now they're trying to build around those two guys.
Here's Doncic. Following the score by Oklahoma City. Thompson with the bucket.
Arguably the smoothest jumper in the game, Klay Thompson.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. What you got for us, DA?
Thanks. Mark Dagnall and I got a chance to talk for a bit. Now, Coach immediately recognized the many talents of Kyrie Irving. One thing he pointed out was not losing Irving on defense. Coach said Irving is just as dangerous without the ball. We can't let him get behind us. We have to make sure someone is on him at all times. Back to you.
Thank you, David. The Thunder have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Dort kicks to Wallace. Gilgeous-Alexander sets the screen for Wallace. A fader. And there's Gilgeous-Alexander. That's good on the assist by Wallace.
And he had a good look, and Gilgeous-Alexander made it pay off.
And we've got a timeout called by Jason Kidd. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline.
Taking a look at some numbers here for Kyrie Irving. Over the last month, he has been spectacular, averaging about 24 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds. It's hard to wrap your head around numbers like these, but that is just what he delivers night in and night out.
You know, it's so easy for us to take him for granted, to get spoiled with what he does. I think we've got to be more appreciative of the kind of impact this man has in every game he plays.
Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Williams. Gilgeous-Alexander looking around. And Gilgeous-Alexander throws it down hard and nasty.
That's That's an awesome move by Gilgeous-Alexander. Just dancing with it, putting on a show.
And on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam, you can see how impressive that move was. Greg, seems like we always talk about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's offensive side, but when it comes to deflections and steals, his defense, he's one of the best.
Yeah, his two-way ability is sometimes overlooked in the mainstream media. But people in the know how good of a defender he is.
Now Williams, after the missed three from Klay Thompson. Dort kicks to Williams. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And Lively pulls it down.
That's exactly the look they wanted, guys. Right guy, right play, wrong result.
Here's Washington. Thunder with the rebound. They faced off right here last time they met, but the home club just couldn't pull out the win.
Yeah, and what a gut-wrencher it was for them last time they met. Ended up on the losing side in that one.
Typically, there's one statistic that jumps out at you when you're looking at what decided a game, and in that one, it was all about the rebounding battle.
A strong take by SGA. 6'6" with point guard skills. What a nightmare matchup he is.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And, you know, something I remember from their last game was how good he was at the line.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, he attacked, got to the line a bunch, and cashed in on his chances. You know, even in games where he hasn't been at his best this season, I mean, he still managed to get it done at the charity stripe when he gets his opportunity.
And this guy just does everything. Scores, passes, good rebounder, just an all-around terrific basketball player.
And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
Yeah, I agree. You know, sometimes that can be a tough call for the refs to make, but not that time. It was easy there.
Here's Joe, guarded by Doncic. Joe passes to Williams. Gilgeous-Alexander against Dinwiddie. Misses off the left iron. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Dallas Mavericks. 4-point game. Lays it in off the pretty alley-oop.
Oh, just a picture-perfect alley-oop. You gotta love that one.
A little surprised, Greg. He didn't go for the big slam, but it works just the same.
It actually almost makes it a little more special. Grace over power is how I would look at it.
So at the end of one quarter of play, still a close game. It's the Thunder up 2. And for 2K Sports, we'll be back here at Paycom Center right after this. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. What do you guys think about the Thunder here in this one?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
They've got them rattled. It's only the first quarter, and already they've made enough big plays on defense to last really an entire game.
Alex Caruso out there with Aaron Wiggins. Then there's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Then it's Williams. And it's Joe in at the 2 spot. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City. Getting the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, the Thunder take it one step at a time. All-star Shai Gilgeous-Alexander says, I think we all stay in the moment, and that's why we've been able to get better. Attack the day, the program in front of us. We all have the right intentions and want to win at the end of the day. Kevin?
Of that attitude growing by leaps and bounds. Thank you, David. Clock is at 3. Here's Dinwiddie and Dallas again with the bucket.
And, you know, the offensive game is well-rounded and really good from Dinwiddie. I mean, you just want those shooting percentages to keep escalating.
Hey, Greg, despite not winning Rookie of the Year, Holmgren had a historic start to his career.
And he would have won the award most seasons, but he obviously had some stiff competition. Regardless, he proved to be a versatile big man with star potential.
And we've got a timeout called by Jason Kidd. Wants to talk some things over, might be seeing some things to adjust. Hartenstein, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Wallace comes in for Alex Caruso. And the Mavericks with possession here. They trail by 3. Pass to Gafford. Now Marshall. Here's Dinwiddie. 11 points for him in that last game against the Raptors in Toronto.
Yeah, and it seemed like he spent about half the game shooting free throws. Credit him for really taking it to the defense.
The Thunder leading by 3. Wallace looking for an opening. Wiggins kicks to Wallace. 6 to shoot. Lets it go from deep. Hits the three-point bomb. Joe's got the lead up to 6 now for the Thunder.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
Yeah, and that field goal percentage zooming upwards is now above 50%, which is pretty strong.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Yeah, it looks like they've gained a little bit of confidence as the lid has come off the hoop.
Hartenstein with the screen on Dinwiddie. Hey, Clark, when you're on the road, what are some things that help bring teams, closer together?
Well, one of the common things for all people is food. So gathering for dinner as teammates is one of those ways you can bond. Maybe taking in a movie, perhaps a comedy show. Anything that can lighten the pressure, what goes on the court, so that you get a chance to know each other as more than just teammates.
And the Thunder with some changes. Williams comes in for Wiggins, and it's Dort in for Isaiah Joe. Gilgeous-Alexander hits them both.
He's as solid as it gets from the line. I mean, give him the opportunity, he's cashing in on those.
Marshall passes to Doncic. Forcing his way inside, Doncic.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Well, it was a slow start, but they've gone from simmer to medium heat, and they're bordering on hot to close this gap.
Doncic against Gilgeous-Alexander. Williams looking over the floor, and he misses his first shot of the game. Mavericks trail by 4. But we were just talking, P.J. Washington has improved his defense, hasn't he?
He really has been intentional about getting better at that end of the floor. And, he always had a good foundation for potentially being an outstanding defender, but then he put the work in. He does a great job with his positioning. He's got excellent positional size, and because of all of that in his work, he's a versatile defender now that can make an impact at that end of the floor.
Doncic against Gilgeous-Alexander. Shoots over Doncic. He's now made half of those 10 shots in the game. That's his 5th basket.
The classic combo guard. Gilgeous-Alexander is effective in the two-man game, especially on that first option, taking it himself.
Here's Doncic. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Isaiah Joe, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. And Dallas also making the switch. Irving's checked in.
One of the things that's really impressive about Luka Doncic is his continued growth. I mean, season to season, you see this guy working on himself, working on his mind, how he thinks the game and his body, and becoming a better athlete. That spells trouble for the league.
Williams with the ball. He's picked up by Irving, and it's blocked.
When Lively's on you like this, with all his size and length, it's hard to get a shot off on it.
To the middle. Here's Williams. This one for 3. That's good from Wallace on the assist by Williams. Wallace has got himself on the board with 3 there.
Sensational ball movement there. When you pass the ball like that, good things happen.
Pass to Washington. 16 seconds left to play in the first half. Now here's Williams. And the layup falls. And now a 6-point Thunder lead.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
And that does it for the first half of play. Thunder lead by 6. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the 3rd quarter.
welcome. And fellas, what a half it's been for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, also known as SGA, and he hasn't been MIA today.
It's been all about SGA. This guy's slicing and dicing out there. Great feel for where he can get his shots, and his teammates are looking for him.
Ride it till it breaks. And time for a look here at how the West is shaping up as we continue to work our way through this season.
And taking a look at Oklahoma City, you know, Halloween was a long time ago, but this team is still the scariest group in the league. They're striking fear into every team that has to go against them, Zach.
You're starting to scare me, Kenny.
Oh, okay. That wasn't scary.
And that'll do it for halftime. We send you back to Kevin Harlan, who has the second half call.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. You know, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been exceptional here tonight, guys.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And you know what? I'll be interested to see just how much he's got left in the tank. That first half had to take a lot out of him.
Getting underway in the second half, here's the 5 for Jason Kidd. And one forward, Thompson. At the other forward, Washington. The star backcourt, Doncic and Irving are the guard set. And it's Lively in at the center position.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
Gilgeous-Alexander can't get it to go. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Mavericks. 6-point game. They host the Clippers after this game. That'll be the first of 4 played at home for them. Greg, you love this topic more than anyone when you think about the best ball handlers of all time. Where does Kyrie Irving rank on your list?
Well, you know, I think, Kevin, he's at the very top. I've never seen anyone else pull off some of the things he does. Certainly makes a strong case for the best ever.
Kyrie Irving, special. I mean, as skilled a player as you'll ever see when it comes to handling the ball and scoring in close.
Both free throws good from Kyrie Irving. Drawing fouls, Clark getting to the line, all part of the game, but do you think players try and draw fouls too often now?
I do in some cases, but I think it's more on an individual basis. I mean, players have to do what they need to do to try to score the ball. But I don't think anybody likes, 1, guys flopping the draw fouls, and then 2, whining when fouls aren't called.
To the paint, it's stolen by Hartenstein. Dort against Thompson. Dort misses.
You know, I think the effort on defense there has everything to do with why he missed that shot. Well done.
And it's Doncic missing. Oklahoma City leading by 4. Wallace inside. He's covered by Thompson. The Thunder have made 3 free throws so far. Haven't missed any.
At the line for your Thunder, Wallace taking 2 shots.
Free throw good, Wallace. Last season, the Thunder finished as the 1 seed for the first time since 2013.
Yeah, and that was when they were led by the young duo of Durant and Westbrook. But they've got a new group of young stars now who are looking to bring that first championship to OKC.
Lively sends a screen for Doncic. Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
Clearly out of sync to begin this half, 0 for their first 3 attempts.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Down goes basket number 6 for him this game. He's taken 12 shots and made half of them.
This is SGA's role. He's out here to score and score often.
And we've got a timeout called by Jason Kidd. Wants to regroup and go over the strategy. And here we can check out the story for him.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage. And it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
Here's Lively. Taking a look at the scoring numbers, right now he averages about 9 points a game. Pass to Doncic. Dallas moving the ball around. Lively's shot is off.
Boy, an awful beginning to this half, guys, missing their first 4 attempts.
Outside Williams. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. They get it back. Three-pointer. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. Lively's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Doncic looking it over. Thompson against Dort. Just 5 on the clock. Lively the pass to Washington. Sinks the triple. Washington's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
That was silky smooth there by Washington. Only takes him a few seconds to lock and load.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, Lou Dort makes his bones at the defensive end. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander says, I always try to test myself against him in practice because he's the best of the best. And Coach Mark Daigneault said, I look at him more like he's an artist. We can shift him anywhere. There's no one he can't guard. Kevin?
David, he is a beast. Wow, thank you for the report. And the Thunder making a change here. Wiggins is checked in, and then for Dallas, Najee Marshall comes in for P.J. Washington. And it's Quentin Grimes in for Irving. Greg, you think about oversized point guards, and the gold standard has always been Magic Johnson. Now you look at Luka Doncic, and he's certainly big for that position.
Definitely some positive similarities, right? But the big difference is one of those guys has 5 rings, and that's not a knock on Doncic. This is a team sport, but Magic's ability to affect winning was right there with another MJ, Michael Jordan.
Dallas shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
And I think this is a strength of this team. Solid numbers at the line across the board, 77% collectively.
And they've made progress in that department from last season going into this one, guys. I mean, the numbers have improved.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Kenrich Williams, he's checked in for Hartenstein. Alex Caruso comes in for Cason Wallace. And it's Isaiah Joe in for Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's Wiggins with the ball for the Oklahoma City Thunder. That one goes in. Williams has got the lead up to 10 now for Oklahoma City.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Boy, the defense looks shell-shocked. I mean, they're on the ropes right now, on their heels.
Wiggins against Thompson. And they recover it. Joe, good. Joe's got 8 points.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on.
Thompson sets the pick for Doncic. Gafford against Williams. And Marshall kicks to Doncic. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Thompson, good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Thompson's got his 2nd bucket tonight.
Thompson, so pure as a shooter. I mean, he gets that mid-range look, and he's not going to hesitate to let it go.
Floats one up. 3-pointer. And that one released in time, but no good. And so it's Oklahoma City with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. A good size advantage, and they'll look to increase it. We've got more in store for you right after this. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this 4th and final quarter. Williams is out there with Wiggins, and it's Alex Caruso. Then there's Isaiah Joe. And it's Gilgeous-Alexander in at the point. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City. Irving kicks to Marshall. Pass to Grimes. Here's Washington. Missed inside.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Mavericks trail by 12. Pass to Grimes. Here's Gafford. Now Washington drills the three-pointer.
Well, he's a stretch four now with a dangerous outside shot. Washington loves letting that one fly from there.
And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen. And the upcoming schedule for the Mavericks. On Thursday, they'll be facing Kawhi Leonard and the Los Angeles Clippers.
And even though they've found success lately, it always feels nice to come back home. They'll get a chance to reset off the court. And with as long as the NBA season is, you can never get enough home cooking.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Wallace is checked in. Spencer Dinwiddie's checked in for Dallas. Mavericks trail by 9. And Jason Kidd is called timeout. He's very aware of the timing here and the significance of getting things squared away with his team. And the Mavericks making a change here. Thompson's checked in. With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Jason Kidd went over with his team. They were asking the team to play faster, push the ball. Coach told their players, hey, look, in this league, fast break points are the easiest. We need more of them. Can't argue with that. Kevin?
Thanks so much, David. Gafford passes to Thompson. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. The Thunder leading by 9. Wallace outside. Back to Wiggins. Pass to Joe. Takes a 3. Drains it from beyond the arc. Joe's got the lead up to 12 now for the Thunder.
He's just stretching them out. The defense has got to do a better job of staying attached to him.
Yeah, especially with the score being what it is. I mean, you got to tighten it up on D.
Here's Irving. Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
And able to get himself to the line. SGA so crafty inside there to get the contact.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach so far that we've seen for Oklahoma City?
Well, throughout this game, they've been lighting it up from mid-range. I love seeing that. They've made that the focus of their offense, and it's really paid off.
And the other thing you notice is how committed they've been to playing with the pass, constantly moving that ball from one side to the other.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Hartenstein's checked in for Williams. Williams comes in for Aaron Wiggins. And it's Dort in for Isaiah Joe. Williams against Doncic. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 23.
And good work inside. SGA will make more room for himself on the perimeter when he can be effective down low.
And then Washington with the dunk.
Boy, nice timing on these jumps. He's somewhat on the small side for a power forward, but he just never gives up.
And here's Wallace. He'll bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. They've only given up 5 points here in the fourth quarter. Oklahoma City moving it around. Irving against Gilgeous-Alexander. Kyrie Irving grabs the miss. Mavericks trail by 14. Here's Doncic. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Luka very intentional in what he's doing here. He understands he's going to get hit, but he's seeking out that contact and playing right through.
That free throw good from Doncic. 1:30 left in the fourth quarter. Oklahoma City leading by 11. Wallace the pass to Dort. And it's Gilgeous-Alexander in the corner. Dort with a screen for Gilgeous-Alexander. That doesn't go either for Gilgeous-Alexander. Dallas now running out of time. Inside. Oh, Thompson, tough shot.
You know, sometimes you forget about how big Klay is as a guard. I mean, he can take a hit and still finish shots down low.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander, and it's good off the back rim and in. And the Thunder lead by 11.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for the Thunder.
They had to battle for this win. There were times when it looked like it was maybe slipping away a bit, but they never let that happen, which I thought was a real credit to them.
And that's a product of their mental toughness. Anytime the flow of the game turned against them, instead of caving, they just dialed it up a notch and were able to pull away.
And so they'll stretch their victory total to 19 on the season.
And they're able to even the score of this series at a game apiece. Still, 2 more to go in the season series.
Hard to say now how the final 2 games between them will play out, but one thing's certain. I mean, they're going to go at each other. This has become a very intense matchup.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
So it's Oklahoma City picking up the win. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester, and that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. But as we go, let's take a look at our player of the game, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.